What up? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the So What You're Saying podcast. I am your host, Willie Will. I'm back in the building. Hold up. This is not looking good. Okay, hold up. Here we go. That should do it. That wasn't looking good, but I'm back. I'm back for 2024. How's everybody doing? I'm glad to see everybody's here. I'm glad to see that everybody made it to 2024, or everybody I know made it to 2024, safe and sound. I am happy to see everybody here, and I want to welcome you to the podcast. As always, we here. So what's going on with everybody? I hope everybody's 2024 started out pretty good. I know I have some people that their 2023 didn't end so well, so I'm just hoping and praying for everybody's 2024 to have, been good, been very good. I want people to understand that some things happen for whatever reason, and it happens, and I want people to make sure that they are, taking care of themselves. Before I get into the show, as of course, I'm going to talk about a couple changes that I'm looking to make. I haven't literally really decided whether I'm going to do it or not, but a couple changes, and if I make them, you'll know ahead of time, and they'll be before next month. But like I said, before I get into all that, before I get into all the things we're going to talk about today, I want everybody to fix their eyes on the screen, and I want you to remember, in order to find us, you can find us at sowhatyoursayin5@gmail.com. That's SOWTUSAYIN@gmail.com. You can also find me at So What You're Saying on Twitch, So What You're Saying on Facebook, So What You're Saying on Instagram. Please, let's get them likes up. Let's get them follows up. Let's break these algorithms. And as always, if you can't find me on any of those platforms, please, you can look up my link tree, So What You're Saying, and you can find me anywhere there. So what's up, everybody? Hey, Lady J, I see you made it. Happy Friday. So first things first. Before we get into the stuff that we're going to talk about today, hold up 1 second. Let me make sure this is, okay, it is working. So before we get into the stuff we're going to talk about today, so I'm talking about a couple things that I got going on, that couple things is going to happen in the very near future, one next month. One will probably start tonight, and a couple I know will definitely happen next month. So first things first. So first thing is I am, for next month, for Black History Month, last year what I did was I did weeks, and I talked about Black history figures, lesser known. We all know Martin Luther King. We all know Rosa Parks, so on and so forth. But I did a series of lesser known figures in Black history that helped improve the movement, to help them move the movement forward. This year, I'm going to do something different. So this year, I am going to interview people. This will be the first time I'm doing this, but I am going to do this. I haven't decided whether I'm going to do it on in a video format and an audio format, but it is going to get done. What we're going to do is, there are 4 questions I'm going to ask each of these people. They're going to answer the question best of their ability, best of their knowledge. People don't understand that there are different things that everybody goes through, and different people that are influential in their daily lives. I have a lot of people influential in my daily life, but one of the few things I am able to do is impart the wisdom to everybody else so that everybody can, maybe look up somebody that they didn't know. It happens. So that's what I'm planning to do. I'm probably going to start my interviews in the next couple weeks. I am kind of waiting for a piece of equipment to come, but I am waiting for a couple pieces of equipment to come. I am still debating whether I want to do it video or audio format. Anybody have any thoughts about it? You know what to do. But I'm leaning more towards the video format. The only problem is now I've got to collect all of my equipment and carry it around with me and all other good stuff. But no big deal. We're gonna make it happen. I'm gonna make it happen. Definitely gonna make it happen. And so I am definitely looking forward to this endeavor of mine. I'm reaching out to people to gauge their interest in doing it. I've already got a couple people, so I'm going to reach out to some more people and see what their engagement, what their level of interest is. A couple people I'm thinking of. There's definitely going to be a couple other people I reach out to. I want this to go over the whole Black History Month. There are going to be things that, definitely trying to get to it. Next things next. So I did say last year, if that's what you want to call it, that I was going to start a series called Fucked Up Friday. That's when we'll sit down, we will do a watch party for a movie, and we will watch this movie, and we will talk shit about this movie. We will do it on Discord. I do have my Discord server set up. Next week's show, I'm going to start putting out the link so people can join, so we can watch this shit and talk hella shit about it, or just enjoy it and say what we liked about it, what we didn't like about it. What's going to happen is I'm going to definitely be fucked up. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. I'm going to have my liquor, have my blunt. I'm going to be fucked up. And I'm going to talk a whole lot of shit. In the next couple weeks, I will be putting out a poll so we can decide which movie we want to start with. Do we want to start with a comedy? Do we want to start with some crazy? You want to start with some crazy shit? But it will be a black movie, as we're going to do it the last week of Black History Month, and I think it would be that's a good way to start it off, and we'll be good to go in that area. So, second of all, I will say this. I would like to thank those who subscribe to me on Twitch. I reached a Twitch goal for 10. I had a Twitch goal for 10 followers. We now have 11. So let's keep it moving. Let's keep on going. Let's grow the subscriber base. Tell your friends, tell your aunties, tell your uncles. Have them all join the subscriber base and or the follower base. And let's get this up. Let's get this going. All right. Last but not least, on the things that I'm going to make change to, and this is the one that's probably the closest to happening, and it could happen tonight. I'm just trying to decide if I really want to do it. What happens is, so I've been getting sponsorship offers from Stream Elements. If you can look on the screen, you can see Stream Elements does monitor some of the things that I have going on, chat, stuff like that. overlays, as you can see with this one here, the on-air overlay, all that's going on. So with them monitoring, I've been offered some sponsorships. But the only thing is, these sponsorships are for video games. And I know a lot of people are not into video games like that. I personally am. But this will get me built up. And, it'll get me some bread. And everybody knows me. I'm about getting to the bag. Always. Always about getting to the bag. So what's going to happen is probably tonight, if after I eat my dinner, I feel up to it, going to roll me a nice blunt, have me a nice drink, and I'm going to start my campaign to get these payouts from these people. It's you can't beat it. Like, the money is there. The money is there for all of us to get to it, and I'm definitely going to get to the bag. Nothing like having that little extra income that can help together. So anybody wants to join me, you will know. You'll probably get a Twitch alert if you follow me. I'm probably going to wait till later on to do this, but like I said, I got to eat my dinner. Got to make sure I'm good. All right. So there goes for different information. Oh, one last thing. I may multi-stream and add a YouTube function, multi-stream to it. If I do, that will probably start. I'll go back to doing it on YouTube. It'll probably start next week. But it's not. It's not so much for another platform. But what's happening is I'm having a hard time finding time to upload these things to YouTube. So what I'm going to do is add that streaming platform to it. They'll already be there. Then it'll just be about getting my shorts, getting my clips, and stuff like that. I'm already on a couple other platforms. This is just to get it there and get the exposure and get people, tuning in. The more places I'm at, the more people we can join in. And of course, trying to get monetized everywhere. I'm monetized on Facebook. Next stop, YouTube. Next stop, Twitch. So again, like I said, tell people all about it. Let's get these followers, and let's break these algorithms. Let's get it going. All right. So now on to the show. So first off, let me see where I want to start today. Okay, that's my email. No. I want to go there. Should I start with this? Okay, I'll start with this one right here. So I've always said, and I know people that listen to me on a regular basis know I am pro-black 100%. But there's always a double standard when it comes to black and brown, Hispanics, even Asians, and white folks. This story here is close to home because literally this place is where this story happened. Literally, I would say 5 minutes right now from where I live at. Literally. And I want people to understand when I read this story, I have nothing against anybody of any diverse racial background. But what I want people to understand is there is always going to be a different standard when it comes to black and brown people, Asians, Hispanics. I got to throw those into our group because they get treated pretty much unfairly like we do. But I want you to see the difference, how different it is. And I'm just going to use this as an example between us and them, because that's really how you're going to do it. So let me just make sure when I switch this looks good. All right, so we're going to go to the story. And here is the story. Okay, get to the story. Headline reads, NYPD response to Brooklyn Synagogue tunnel exposes racial double standards of policing. Now, before I get into the story, let me just give you a background. There was a tunnel found dug under a Jewish synagogue. Now, anybody knows the area of New York that I live in is called Crown Heights. It's in Brooklyn, and it's a heavy Jewish neighborhood. Like literally, in between the blocks where I live at, you'll see a lot of black, brown, Asians. You see a lot of white folks. Let's just call it what it is. But once you get to maybe like Eastern Parkway, that's where you start to see them, because then you start to see a lot of synagogues. That's literally where they cohabitate. Now, of course, they come down the block to go to the train station, or maybe they're going somewhere and it requires them going to the other side of town or whatever have you. But as you can see, as we'll go along, you'll see what I'm talking about when I say there's a double standard. The article clearly and plainly lays it out. So here we go. So the article reads, police officers responded to the Chabad Lubavitch, don't quote me because it's definitely Jewish and I don't know how to pronounce that second part. World headquarters at 770 Eastern Parkway in Crown Heights, Brooklyn on January 9th, 2024. Now, mind you, this just happened. This is literally 10 days ago. The shocking revelation of an unsanctioned tunnel under a synagogue in Brooklyn, New York, and the peaceful response by police in the face of violence against them at an apparent crime scene is the latest evidence of racial double standard, particularly when it comes to policing black people suspected of doing far less. People critical of the situation said in a series of social media posts. In case you missed it, as many as 12 people rioted it at Chabad Lubavitch world headquarters in Crown Heights neighborhoods were arrested Monday after trying to stop an illegal tunnel from being sealed off. Now, it says video footage from the incident quickly went viral and showed a violent interaction with responding NYPD's officers, including physical pushing, law enforcement, and flipping over tables in a scene with several dozen people present. Now, before I do that, let me look at this. So, as you can see, we have first-time chatters and people trying to offer promotion to my channel, but no, we don't need to do that. We're just going to grow this organically. So now, here's a video, and I want you guys to look at this and realize that, yeah, this is a double standard. So here you go. Oh, man, why would it take me to X? I hate X. Here we go. Hold on one second. Let's scroll down. Let's pause it. Let's run it back. And let's get the volume all together. Good. All right. So here's the video. Come on. Not now. Don't care. So as you can see, you see the chaos that they caused over there, right? So this is what I really, really want people to see, to understand. All right? So, excuse me. So, you see that these people are rioting and protesting this tunnel, which was illegally built, mind you. It's not like this tunnel was built and they had a permit and people were, you know, going on about this the right way because it was legally built, all that other good stuff and all that other great stuff, right? But as you can see, these people were flipping over tables and benches in the synagogue, combating with the police officers and all that. And then as you see at the end, these guys were peacefully walked out in cuffs, but peacefully walked out. Here's the double standard. First of all, had they found that in a black church, we would have been labeled, the story wouldn't have looked the same. What the story would have said was, oh, they're running drugs in a secret tunnel. Or they're doing this in a secret tunnel. Anything illegal they could find for a black person to be doing with a secret tunnel, they would have found it. They definitely would have found it. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. They would have found that. Secondly, if that was a bunch of black people rioting and doing all that other stuff, let me tell you something. We would have been splattered all over that place. Guns would have been drawn, and it would have been pop goes the weasel for all of those black folks in there. For all of them. I didn't see them draw one gun. Throughout that whole video, I didn't see them draw one gun. But yet and still, had that been a bunch of black folks, we would have been, families would have had families would have been, within that time, writing obituaries, preparing to bury somebody that they love very deeply because the cops couldn't control themselves. But then there's no such thing as racial profiling or according to, as you will find out later on when I give my Get the Fuck Out of Here award this week, you're going to find out that some people don't think there's any such thing as racism in the United States. But again, had that been us, had that been a black, brown people in that synagogue, we'd have been splattered all over the place. Guns drawn and all that. And I want people to understand that there's a double standard. If you are blind to the fact that not only does racism exist still in 2024, but that there is a racial double standard, I want you to go jump off a fucking bridge. I want you to kill yourself right now. Because that's stupid when you see it all over the place. All over the place. So I just wanted to use that as an example of why there's racial double standards all over the place. All over the flipping place. But I digress. We're going to move on. Next story. Let me see which one do I want to go to first. I'm going to go to that one because let's see. Nah, I don't want to go to that one. I'm going to save that. That's the GT to get the fuck out of here. Nah, I'm going to save that. Okay, here we go. We'll go to this one. So, here we go. For all of us sports fans, we look forward to the Super Bowl. I'm probably going to have to put in my request, my day off request, really, really quickly so I can have the Super Bowl Sunday off. Because even though my team is not going to be there, I still do something big for the Super Bowl. You know how that goes. So, I'm probably gonna start buying up my food real quickly because motherfuckers is gonna be in and out. So yeah, so it's gonna be quick. Do something for the Super Bowl. So there you go. So as those people, we look forward to Super Bowl Sunday, and I look forward to it just for the food. Plain and simple. Yeah, I'm fat. I don't give a damn. Anyway, I look forward to Super Bowl Sunday. And, when Jay-Z started doing certain things, like the having Dre and Snoop in California in SoFi Stadium for that first joint, classic. Last year, having Rihanna performed and was pregnant as fuck and did her thing last year. This year, it's going to be Usher at the halftime show. And I hope Usher gets busy because I love Usher. I know a lot of millennials and Chris Brown. Nah. We had Usher before you had Chris Brown. So I want people to understand that I'm very, very excited for this year's halftime show. I'm not a big Rihanna fan, so last year's halftime show didn't really get me. The year before, with Dre, Snoop, Kendrick Lamar, Mary J. Blige, and I think Eminem was at 50. Yeah, I was all on that one. But now, here we go. So now, everybody knows all black folks know the Black National Anthem. Lift Every Voice and Sing is the Black National Anthem. But some people ain't that happy that they're talking about a performance of the Black National Anthem at the Super Bowl. Don't believe me? Another issue of racism. Let's go to the report. So here we are. Make sure it's up on the screen so everybody can see it. There it is. It is up on the screen. So let me go back to it. So here it is. Here's the report, and let me read the headline. Headline reads, Black National Anthem at Super Bowl sparks outrage. Okay, so let's go to it. Here you go. So the report reads, hold up, I scrolled too far down. The Star-Spangled Banner is traditionally performed before all sporting events throughout the United States. But ahead of the Super Bowl this year, another special song will accompany the national anthem during the pregame ceremonies. According to an NFL report from NFL insider Adam Schefter. So anybody who watches sports knows Adam Schefter is the guy you go to when it comes to anything going on in the NFL. He's usually right on point. So it says, according to a report from NFL insider Adam Schefter, the NFL is planning a performance of the historic hymn, Lift Every Voice and Sing, which is considered by many the Black National Anthem. It is. I'm sorry. In this day and age of all anybody wants to know is twerking and all that. None of them know anything about Lift Every Voice and Sing, but that's beyond me. Yeah. But back to the story. The song is set to be performed by Grammy Award winning artist Andra Day. But let's go. Scroll down. The Super Bowl lineup. The Super Bowl is in Vegas. Reba McEntire is going to sing with the national anthem. Post Malone with America the Beautiful, and Andra Day with Lift Every Voice and Sing. Schefter wrote in a post on X, the social media website that was formerly known as Twitter. Yep, and I don't go to X because guess what? Elon Musk done fucked that up. The song, I'm not even going to read Schefty's reporting. The song, which is featured in 42 different Christian hymnals, makes an allusion to the biblical exodus from slavery to the freedom of the promised land. It has been an important part of black culture, especially following the murder of George Floyd in 2020. Again, I don't see anything wrong with it. Here where we go. However, the song seems to have sparked outrage among the conservatives who do not believe that a song other than the Star Spangled Banner should be played before sporting events and are unhappy at black people embracing and celebrating their culture. What did I say? These motherfuckers don't want us to have nothing. Nothing. I bet any amount of money they were in their house turning over mad as hell when they saw Dre, Snoop, Kendrick Lamar, Mary J. Blige, all that blackness at the halftime show the first time at SoFi. I know they was rolling in their grave when they saw that blackness at the Super Bowl last year halftime show with Rihanna. And they're going to be turning in their grave when they see all that blackness at the Super Bowl this year in Vegas with Usher. But here we go. Here's some of the posts from X. Super Bowl will perform Black National Anthem. What a joke. There's only one national anthem. There's no such thing as a black national anthem. Americans are Americans. Dummy. Black national anthem, there's only one, and that's not it. Won't be watching. There's no black national anthem. There's only one anthem, and that's our national anthem. See this? And so on and so forth. So I want people to understand, we are not allowed to have shit. At all. At motherfucking all. Like, really? Like, what is people's problem with us having our moment? I'm not understanding why including the Black National Anthem at the beginning of the Super Bowl is a problem. What really is the problem? The problem is this. People don't want us to have, them white folks don't want us to have shit. It was the same thing when Colin Kaepernick was kneeling and some of these players were kneeling on the field. They didn't want us to have shit at all. They don't want us to have shit at all. All they want us to have is what they think that they should give us. And what makes this bad is this. Nobody is saying that, oh, we're replacing the national anthem with Lift Every Voice and Sing. Nobody's saying that. What they're saying is they're going to do the national anthem, they're going to do America the Beautiful, and they're going to do Lift Every Voice and Sing. What the fuck is the problem? What is the problem? What is the problem for us to have a moment in something as big as the Super Bowl? What is the problem? You gotta have everything? Nah, y'all, they are just doing too much. And as you saw with some of those Twitter comments, you could see that the ignorance is real. Because yes, you have the national anthem, which, by the way, if anybody doesn't know, that the national anthem is kind of racist, but I won't even go there. And then you have Lift Every America the Beautiful. You have the national anthem. It was okay. Now, just to make a point, it's okay for America the Beautiful to be sang at the Super Bowl. What's wrong with Lift Every Voice and Sing to be sung at the Super Bowl? What's the problem? If somebody can tell me what the real problem is, I would like to know. Put your thoughts on the screen. Email me. SoWhatYou'reSaying5@gmail.com. That's SOWTUSAYIN5@gmail.com. But what is the real problem? The real problem is they don't want black folks to have shit. And that's bad because I want people to understand something. That is ours. That is our hymn. That is one of the things that we can claim as ours over and over and over again. But because they don't want us to have shit, there's going to be outrage. And that's all that it really is. They don't want us to have nothing. But I digress. There we go. There's another. That's the second story for today. So, moving on. Let me just make sure I have this. So, there are some things that I've said in other states they wouldn't understand. But I want people to understand that there are things that happen only in New York. Only in New York. So, here we go. Here goes a video on TikTok as to why people in New York see some of the craziest shit. Let's go over here. And, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you got it on the screen. Here is a wonderfully stupid video. You guys got to see this shit. Here you go. Let me play the video for you right now. Wait. You didn't see that? You didn't catch it? Oh, hold up. I got to play this again for you. Now, you see that shit? Now, I've lived in New York all my life. And I've seen some crazy, deranged shit. The nigga had a whole hammock chilling on the L train. Just chilling and swinging. Only thing was missing, nigga with a 4-course meal. This is why I say this all the time. We need to get on our government because there's no way or no reason that that gentleman should be in a hammock swinging around talking about, yeah, nah, I'm gonna. The nigga is sleeping in the hammock, swinging on the L train like that's his house, like that's his living room, like that's his backyard. Something got to be done about this shit. And let's be real. If it's done, then we'll be all right. Then you can start cleaning up the subway, making it look nice, doing the things that you said that people want done with the New York City subway. Hell, you've got to figure this out. You gotta figure this out. And I want people to understand, we've got to start putting boots to ground to make these motherfuckers do their job. But okay, that's that. Moving on to my next story. You want to know why we can't have anything nice here in New York? I mean, we do have nice things. We've got World Financial Center, the replacement for the Twin Towers, or Freedom Towers. That's what they're called. Sorry, I've lived here all my life, and how did I not remember that they're called the Freedom Towers? So we had the Freedom Towers. We've got Empire State Building. We've got some of the nicest. We've got one of the biggest parks. We have probably the biggest park in New York, in the world. But here we go. Y'all want to know why we can't have nice shit here in New York? I'm going to tell you why we can't have nice shit here in New York. Because motherfuckers don't know how to act. Don't believe me? Okay. Don't say I didn't warn you. Here we go. Now, I want people to understand. If you live in New York, you know there's a lot of high-end, there's a lot of sneaker stores. And I think it's the dumbest thing, just personal opinion, for people to be standing online waiting for sneakers. Like, and then they're not even standing online waiting for a pair of sneakers that the pair of sneakers is coming out that may not come back again. These niggas is standing online waiting for sneakers that's gonna come back. The only thing they're gonna do is put them in different colors. The dumbest shit ever. But this is why we can't have shit here in my city nice. Because motherfuckers don't know how to act. Don't believe me? Okay, don't tell me I didn't warn you. Here we go. Here is the report from Eyewitness News. Channel 7 here in New York. Exclusive. Heist at high-end sneaker shop in Queens caught on camera. This is why we can't have nice shit. I ain't even got to read no stories. You know what? Here you go. Listen to it yourself.
In Queens, a heist at a high-end sneaker shop was caught on camera in Richmond Hill. The thieves used a car to break the store's security gate over the weekend before running inside and taking off with thousands of dollars worth of shoes. And now police are looking at whether this is connected to a bigger burglary ring that spans beyond New York City. Eyewitness News reporter Anthony Carlo is live in Richmond Hill this afternoon with the exclusive story. Anthony.
Liz, the owner owner of this store has a big sign up on his window telling customers they can't shop with masks or hoodies on. He also has an elaborate security system, but apparently all the signs and cameras in the world weren't going to stop these bold burglars from doing what they did. These thieves didn't care how much noise they made before the crack of dawn, reversing into a storefront to break in Sunday morning.
Guys these days, they don't care. Camera and all.
The brazen burglary was all captured on this video, obtained exclusively by Eyewitness News. At first, things start to go south. The burglars struggle to lift the metal shutter gate, but just before abandoning ship, a fourth thief lends a helping hand.
This is the way they got in.
Jay Jav's window now boarded up. Some of the high-end apparel the thieves failed to steal lying amidst the shattered glass, but they crawled out with plenty.
Total damages with stolen merchandise is nearly $40,000.
Business is on hold right now at Sample, New York on Jamaica Avenue. Limited edition sneakers sitting on the shelves. At least what's left.
My son is actually one that got me into the business. My son is the one that's a sneakerhead. He's been doing it since he was 13 years old. My son is 30 years old now. And, right now he didn't want to be here for this interview only because he's hurt. He's really hurt.
Hurt and in shock. Just 24 hours after Sample was hit, thieves ransacked Simplex, another sneaker store in Wantagh, Long Island, similarly using a vehicle to bash in the storefront. Nassau County Police arrested a 16-year-old along with 19-year-old Christopher Flores, now charged with burglary and criminal possession of stolen property. Police say he's also suspected in the Queens heist.
So, look at that. That's why we can't have shit nice here in New York. Why? Why would you? What the fuck? Okay. I understand that, these are $100, $200, $300 sneakers that these people, $100, $200 sneakers that these people are stealing. I understand it. But really, you're that, you that hit up that you gotta have a pair of these. The guy said they stole $40,000 worth of merchandise. $40,000. That's not a little bit of money, folks. That's not a little bit of money, folks. $40,000. That's not a little bit of money. That's not. 40,000? Yo, I could pay my rent for 2 years with that 40 racks. That is a lot of money. And people don't seem to understand that, that's somebody's dream that they're shattering because they want to steal sneakers. And it's not like they're stealing money, they're breaking into a bank. They're stealing sneakers. And now they can't resell them because if you're caught, they're going to be caught. But this is the fucked up thing, and this is why we can't have shit, nice shit, in New York City. And that is completely wrong. Somebody's dream now is on hold because people, they just wanted to be thieves. And I'm going to be honest, I hope they catch the motherfuckers who did it. All right. Wait, okay, that was that one. Okay, so I'm not going to do this one. because this one. All right. So here we go. Let's move on to something happy. Let's move on to something very happy. And so here you go. We all know that there have been times when black folks have been wrongly convicted of a crime that they had nothing to do with. And we know it's all racial in the end. But sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes they get it right and they fix it. Now, let me just say this. This man can't get these years back. But this man could go on, tell his story, and hopefully these young black men will understand why they need to cut this bullshit out and get on the good foot. I understand it's hard for us as a black man and a father. I understand it is hard for us. But you're feeding right into what they say about us and feeding into what they think of us and feeding into why, as black men, we're fucked up. And we be fucked up in the game. So, here's the report. This from News 12 in New York. And I won't even say anything. I will let you guys hear this for yourselves.
Happening today, a Crown Heights man's conviction was overturned decades after serving a 14-year sentence. He was wrongfully accused of a crime.
News 12's Josiah Darnell is in downtown Brooklyn with the latest on how he and his family are reacting to this ruling.
Yeah, Kurt and Amanda, you can just feel the relief in the courtroom after the judge gave the order. This motion to have the case dismissed and Ruffin exonerated comes after newly developed evidence was discovered, which the defense says had it been available at the time of the trial, Ruffin could have possibly been acquitted. And even though he can't get those years back, he tells us that being here in this moment is surreal.
It's a day I've been waiting for almost 30 years.
Tears fell down Ruffin's face as the judge granted the motion to have him exonerated. Ruffin served a 14-year sentence after he was wrongfully convicted for manslaughter back in 1996 that led to the death of James Delaney. Ruffin was only 17 years old at the time and was paroled in 2010. The altercation that included Ruffin happened after his sister, who was a freshman in college at the time, was robbed on her way back home. And when she told Ruffin and her family, they set out to look for the person responsible. Delaney was shot and killed as a result, but Ruffin had repeatedly stated that he was not the shooter. According to DA Eric Gonzalez's office, evidence showed that Ruffin was in fact misidentified, and with help from the Legal Aid Society and the Conviction Review Unit, Ruffin was able to have his case further investigated, which led to Ruffin's innocence. And he says that he's grateful they didn't give up.
You know you're innocent. The CRU and DA Gonzalez's office, they are actively helping overturn a lot of those misjustice that occurs to people. So if you know you're innocent, don't give up on your case. Keep on fighting because justice will prevail for you one day.
DA Gonzalez says that an active investigation is ongoing for his sister's then boyfriend, who they believe to be responsible for the shooting, and that the CRU will continue to investigate cases that are similar to Ruffin's. That's the latest here in downtown Brooklyn. Josiah Darnell, News 12.
So there you go. There goes the complete story. Now, I will say, I kind of think that they were playing themselves, using a black reporter to report this. I mean, you could have sent a white reporter to do it, but nah, that's just my own personal opinion. I will keep those to me and let those go on the way they go on. But here we go. Here is my 2 cents on it. Ladies and gentlemen, we as black people need to realize that they don't want us to prosper for nothing. Here goes a young man who was 17 and is telling you, hey, listen, I ain't do it. I ain't do it. And instead of them investigating further, now wait, here we go. Here's a good part of this, or a bad part of this. He was misidentified. But here you go. Here we go with this. And at the end of the day, the young he spent 14 years of his life locked up behind bars. I'm glad that he's out and he can, tell his story for people to understand what's going on. But I want people to understand that this man was wrongfully convicted. And there's a lot of black men behind bars wrongfully convicted of stuff that is costing them their lives. And for a show I did a couple weeks back, you see what goes, oh wait, maybe I didn't do it, but I have the video. Stuff that goes on in places like Rikers Island, I'm almost 100% sure that these people are in there getting attacked, slashed, cut, all this stuff, and they don't even deserve to be there. So now, I am happy that this man is out. He can go on and live his life and hopefully make something good out of this situation, because there's nothing good about being in jail and you're not, for no reason, when you didn't do anything. But hopefully, this young man can go on with his life. He's now, he spent 14 years, he said he was 17, so he's 31 right now. So hopefully he can go on, live his life, and become something great, and use this as a springboard to do something positive in the community and for the rest of his life. But this just shows the difference. Because had that been a white man, I'm pretty sure that he would have, oh, he didn't do it. But again, I digress. All right, so I got one more story before I get to the end and give the Get the Fuck Out of Here award, because this story, I understand, but I think this is the wrong way to go about it. So here we go. Let me get to the story right quick. And people know this man. He is Jamal Bowman. He is one of our representatives here in New York City, in Congress, in the House of Representatives. And people, if you watch me, know that I did do a story where he was going at Marjorie Taylor Greene when they came to New York to have a sham trial. But
Donald Trump,
but people don't seem to understand that this man is definitely down for us as black folks. He wants to see us grow. He wants to see us prosper. And you're right, Eugene. It's sad most convictions are due to eyewitness testimony, but it is what it is. There's not much we can do about it. So we just have to fight. We got to fight, man. But this story is about something that we've been screaming about for forever. Black people's reparations for slavery. Now, again, I want people to understand something. They've given reparations to everybody. And it's just now that they're starting to get to the conversation about black people and reparations. It's like you don't understand that we as black people have been marginalized for forever. But here we are with the reality of the situation that people don't seem to realize that we built this country. This is on our backs. But then you come to the fact that now California just gave people land back, and they're doing the same thing that New York is now doing. But Jamal Bowman came up with a number, let's just say. And I want people to understand that even though he came up with this number, it's a good and it's a bad thing. Let's go to the story. Here we go. Let's open this up. And here we go. Here's the headline. Black Americans should receive $333,000 each in a creative slavery reparations scheme, says Democrat. So this is from The Independent. And the story goes like this. A bill that could see black Americans receive $14 trillion slavery reparations scheme is being backed by New York squad lawmaker. Jamal Bowman, I'm with him 100% because I believe he's from the Bronx, a Democrat and a member of the informal lawmaker group, the Squad, has advocated for a bill introduced in the House that seeks recognition from the federal government of the lasting harm black Americans endure due to slavery and hopes to create a $14 trillion reparation program, according to the Journal News. The bill is currently titled House Resolution 414, recognizing that the United States has a moral and legal obligation to provide reparations for the enslavement of Africans and its lasting harm on the lives of millions of black people in the United States. Now, I'm going to stop there, and I'm not even going to read the rest of it because there's something I've got to say about this. And I will say this with a wonderful, with my thoughts on why it's good and why it's not good. Okay, so let's get to the good. It would be great that if the U.S. government ever said, you know what, we fucked up, you're right, you deserve reparations for all them years of slavery that that black Americans went through, and they should be compensated somehow. Because at this point now, what happens is now you're acknowledging that, all right, yeah, our fault. Not even saying, I don't even want to hear you say, my bad. No, I want you to be like, yes, we fucked up. This is our fault, blah, 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 blah. So it would be good to see the American government finally acknowledge the fact that slavery was a problem, that this country was built off the backs of black folks, and we fucked up. That would be wonderful. Wonderful. But here's the problem. $333,000? It's not the number. It's the fact that you're going to give black folks $333,000. Now, here's the real problem. I've lived here all my life in New York, and I love my black family. I love my black folks. I love my black friends. I love all people, but my black friends, my black families, all these people. But here's this. I could see it now. Yeah, I owe these people $1,000. Yo, just hold on. Let me wait till my reparation check comes. Oh, no. Here goes, Eugene. I'm going to tell you how he did a mathematical equation, which if I tried to explain it to you, we'd all get lost in here and we would go down a fucking rabbit hole that we don't need to be going down. But here goes this. I could see this. People talking about, yo, I'm waiting for my reparation check to come. Oh, you owe $5,000 in rent. Oh, I'm waiting for my reparation check to come. So, just hold on to, I got you. So see, here's the problem. And then, I don't know about any of you guys, but I don't think, see, without us having, a lot of people having financial literacy, which for me, again, another rabbit hole I don't want to go down right now, but I will do that, part of that next month in my Black History series. The problem is, without us having a lot of black folks having financial literacy, they would burn that $333,000 no matter how they decide to divvy it out, because they're talking about, we don't have to give it all to them in one thing. We could do it monthly checks, all that. Now, Eugene, they couldn't tax that. That again, that's one of those things that, again, not going down the rabbit hole, but no, they could not tax that money. But nonetheless, if they did that without the financial literacy that black folks really need, because even now, at my age, I'm still learning a lot of where to put my money at. Like the 401ks, all this stuff, and I'm just learning this stuff at my age. And I really think that if they're going to do something like this and give black folks this kind of money, I'm going to say this. There is no way you could do it. Or at least this. I think they should put, they should send you a letter in the mail, say, hey, yeah, we've identified you as one of the people that should receive reparations for slavery. You're entitled to $333,000. But before we even give you that money, we're going to sit you down, and you should have to go through a financial literacy class so that you don't just go and burn $333,000 to do nothing. Teach them about investing. Teach them about the stock market. Teach them about things that can help them take that $333,000 and go from $333,000 to $666 to $999 to a couple $1 million. Funny thing is, I'm seeing states do this. California did theirs. New York signed the law, so they're doing theirs. And now this thing with Jamal Bowman, so he's doing theirs. But here, I feel like what they should do is, hey, listen, let's sit down, let's get you financial, let you know the ups and downs of it. Now, I'm going to say it like this. I still think some black folks ain't going to fucking, they going to go, but they still going to blow that fucking money. I can see black women running around here with Prada bags, niggas with all types of Jordans. I can see that happening. Whether or not we give people a financial literacy class before they could get that money, I just see that there's gonna be no kind of recourse for that. Jordan stock gonna go through the roof. Nike stock gonna go through the roof. Prada and Gucci and all that. All these niggas gonna get that money, and they gonna be laughing at us all the way to the fucking bank. So me, I feel like this. I personally would take the class because here it is. I have my platform now, and I'm going to work into turning this into a business because I don't want to work for nobody no more. For the rest of my life, I don't want to work for another motherfucking soul. Unfortunately, I have to make sure my platform stays working. I can get the equipment I need to do this. But me, personally, I would invest in myself. But again, I see the downfall to this as black folks not taking this shit seriously. And everybody's gonna have their own. Everybody's gonna do what the fuck they want to. Now, here's the other side to that on this front. If you are already financially secure and you know you got the money stashed in the bank, you got your money in your investments, you got your 401k, you good, and you feel like you want to blow this money and it won't hurt you none, then by all means, do what the fuck you want. But at the end of the day, I feel like it's like these black folks are not gonna get the fact that we need to take that money and invest in ourselves. And nobody understands is take this money, take all that money you got, and move on and put it back in your community so that you can put it back in your hands so that black people can grow that. But like I said, I know Gucci, Prada, whoever you want to call it, Nike, Jordan, them niggas, if they gave black people all these reparations, they get, and you're right, Eugene, they would get that money back. They would get it right back. Because that's all black people want to do. But again, just in my personal opinion, I would make all of us before you can get that money, you got to go to a financial literacy class. But that's not what's going to happen. And Priscilla said it earlier. Niggas is not going to see reparations in any of our lifetimes at all. At all. But hopefully somebody comes to some goddamn sense and may. So I just pray for it, and I thought that was an interesting story because, again, it came from Jamal Bowman. I love him. I feel like he was great. He's great for our city, but I kind of see the ups and downs and the pitfall. All right, folks. So here we go. We're at the end of the show. Nah, they're not giving us no stimulus checks. They can go. They're gonna kick rocks. All right. So here we go, end of the show, and as always, every week, as you know, we give out this award to a dumb motherfucker. And as always, here is the Get the Fuck Out of Here award. As always, we got to give it to somebody. And this week, I picked the perfect person. So as you know, it is time for the presidential primaries. You know, the Republicans is out there. Got Donald Trump, Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley, Vivek Ramaswamy. I won't even talk about him. But, of course, everybody expects Donald Trump to be the nominee if his ass don't go to jail. But I found this story, and I kind of was on just you know, going through the motions as to who should get the award this week. Now, as you know, we can give Donald Trump that award every week because that's just one of the dumbest motherfuckers I've ever seen in my life. But this week's Get the Fuck Out of Here award is going to Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley is just as dumb as they come. But here we go. So she did a town hall at some point, and it said that she claimed first she would not say anything about what do you call that? About slavery. But what she did do was say her dumb ass had been discriminated against. She said she had experienced racism, right? So here we go. Here is the story. And I just want you to listen to Jake Tapper from CNN press Nikki Haley on the racist country. Wait, hold on. Let's get to it. Let me just make sure.
I want to ask you about a
Here we
comment.
go. So, as you know, she made this comment, and I want you to just listen. All you got to do is listen.
You made earlier this week. You said that America has, quote, never been a racist country, unquote. Protections for the institution of slavery were written into the U.S. Constitution. The White House was built with slave labor. Your home state of South Carolina seceded from the Union, fought a war to defend the enslavement of black people. I understand you don't think America is a racist country now, but we're here at a college. Do you really think as a historical matter, America has never been a racist country?
I mean, think about what you're saying. First of all, I will tell you, when you look at, the Declaration of Independence, it was that, men are created equal with unalienable rights, right? That was what we all knew. But what I look at it as is I was a brown girl that grew up in a small rural town. We had plenty of racism that we had to deal with. But my parents never said we lived in a racist country. And I'm so thankful they didn't. Because for every brown and black child out there, if you tell them they live or were born in a racist country, you're immediately telling them they don't have a chance. And my parents would always say, you may have challenges. And yes, there will be people who are racist, but that doesn't define what you can do in this country. And so I think it's important that we tell all kids that, look, America is not perfect. We have our stains. We know that. But our goal should always be to make today better than yesterday. It's hugely important.
All right. I had to stop. I had to stop. I had to fucking stop to listen to this drivel, to quote my man Stephen A. Smith. Understand something. The United States of America is a racist ass country. It is. Because what needs to be understood is that I don't even drive because I could be just driving to work one morning and the popo decide they want to blast through my window because I'm driving while black. America's not a racist country. Tell that to the families of Philando Castile, George Floyd, Sandra Bland, Trayvon Martin, and others. Nikki Haley, you're a brown girl that grew up in the South. But now that you have a chance, I didn't hear you not one time say, yes, we have to fix the fact that America is a racist country. We've got to fix the wealth gap between black and brown people and white folks. We have to make sure that the same opportunity afforded to you is afforded to everyone. We've got to make sure that a black man can drive down the street without the cops pulling him over and thinking he's doing something wrong and being racially profiled. We have to stop having black women being profiled because they're black women. We have to just make sure that this country is still the greatest country in the world and that anybody from any race or walk of life can come over here and live the American dream and not have to worry about coming over here and fearing for their lives. That same loan that you got, Nikki Haley, should be afforded to every black person over here. The same way you can run for president should be every person over here. And I don't want to hear, oh, you had Barack Obama, oh, you got Kamala Harris. I don't want to hear that bullshit. I don't want to hear none of it. Because it does not comfort the family of Ahmaud Arbery, who all he wanted to do was jog, and you get niggas blowing his brains out. Family lost a son. If he had any kids, kids lost a father. I don't want to hear that doesn't comfort the family of Trayvon Martin. Father lost a son. That doesn't comfort the family of George Floyd. Daughter lost her father. And I don't do certain things because I have a daughter. Now, my daughter is damn near grown. Or, let me not say damn near grown. She's damn near going to be an adult. But I don't do certain things because guess what? I made her one promise. No matter what happens, you will always, until it's time for dad to expire as far as living my life and going to, when it's time for me to go, you're going to always be able to call your dad and dad will answer that phone. Dad's going to always make it his business to come home. Dad is going to stay out of as much trouble as humanly possible. So for Nikki Haley to say that dumb shit just is beyond me. Beyond me. But guess what? I've got a mechanism to say it's bullshit. Here's the mechanism.
Get the fuck out of here!
I swear to God. Like, really? Like, fuck.
Get the fuck out of here!
I swear before God, shit like that should I'm not. So one thing before I go, and this is more to a personal level than anything else. I want people to just hear me out on this one. So as we all know, I am a big advocate for mental health. As I've said numerous times, yes, I do suffer from depression. I have no qualms about saying it. I have no qualms about fighting for it and all that. But I want people to understand, where it comes to people who suffer from mental illnesses and things like that, the people in your lives are your support system. You are the support system to somebody who's going through something bigger than you can ever imagine. And when you decide that you want to be away from that, maybe it's too much for you to handle. Maybe it's you don't want to deal with it. But I ask you, from the bottom of my heart, I ask you, always question your decision. Because you removing yourself from a situation is all well within your right. But the consequences of what you just decided could affect somebody in a way that you did not intend. So all I'm going to say is this. check on these people. Make sure they're good. Because at the end of the day, if you love or care about that particular person, they could be gone tomorrow because you decided, you made the decision. And that's all I got to say about that. I want to thank those who watched me today. It was fun. I'm happy to be back after going through some stuff that I had to go through, but I am so happy to be back. I'm so happy that I can bring this show to you guys every week. It helps me immensely, and I hope you guys have fun, and I hope it helps you immensely. So, until next week, as always, you got to remember, you can email me at sowwhatyoursayin5@gmail.com. That's SOWTUSAYIN5@gmail.com. Email me. Give me your questions, your compliments, anything you got to say. Maybe I'll read it on the show. You can also find me on Twitch, So What You Saying. Facebook at So What You Saying. I'm going to change that because I'm not going to be streaming on that page. I'm going to be streaming on my own personal page. You can always find me on Instagram, So What You Saying. And if you cannot find me on any of these platforms, you can always look up my link tree at So What You Saying. You can find me anywhere you can find me. I want to thank everybody for watching me. It was fun. I'm planning to be back next week. For those of you on Twitch watching me, you guys will be getting rating a channel. For those of you on Facebook, I will see you next week. And I am hoping that I'll be back, God willing. I want to thank you guys. Have a great weekend, and I will see you next Friday.